ranty energy this morning. And that's because I find, obviously I've been in the fitness industry a long time. And there's a lot of crossover between the fitness industry, coaching, life, success, achievement, etc. What I find it incredibly fascinating about when it comes to trying to get in shape is, people are like, oh yeah, I want to get in shape, but I don't want to go to the gym. Or I want to get in shape, but, I don't want to be in the gym for more than X amount of time. I want to get in shape, but, I don't want to miss out on the foods that I enjoy. I want to lose weight, but I don't want to stop drinking every weekend, eating kebabs and eating shit tons of calories. And it's like, that's not how this works, right? It's like everything requires some level of fucking effort, some level of sacrifice, if you want to call it that, right? It's like you can't sit on your ass and be successful. You can't sit around meditating and trying to manifest and visualizing all of your life's dreams. It doesn't work that way. Like everything, there's what's the words here? There is cause and effect. There's, an action and an equal and opposite reaction. Anyone listening to this that's successful will know, the amount of shit you've been through to get there. The ups, the downs, the graft, the sacrifices, the feeling alone, the feeling like you're losing your mind, you're going mental, you're bipolar. The days you want to quit, but you can't. The days you're wondering, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with life? Why has fucking God forsaken me to this life of suffering, right? And then there are other days where, things are going well and things go your way and it feels like the universe is giving you all of this magical shit. And there are times when you think, do you know what? This law of attraction stuff really is working. It's ups and downs. It's fucking challenge, right? All of it. Parenting is hard. There are times where it feels amazing, and there are times when you think, what have we done? Why have we done this? There are times when you realise you can't do certain things, or you're missing out on certain things. Times when you wanted to go out and you can't get a babysitter, or you and your wife are clashing, or you and your husband, or whatever. Parenting's hard. Marriage is hard. Being alive is hard. Life is hard. Bills are hard. Tax is hard. VAT is hard. Fucking, it's graft. Life is graft. Work, right? It's all. This dude knew it, 2,000 years ago? And I think that's useful to know, because I think once we know that, you can, if someone's honest with you, this is the problem. I don't think marketing and stuff helps, because everyone's trying to market to you and each other easy ways. Make £1 million overnight, also sitting on your ass because this AI is going to do it all for you. And you think, oh, that sounds good. Because, of course, on some level, we all have this kind of shadow self that's lazy, I think. We all have this part of us that, loves the dream of sitting on our ass and basically doing fuck all. Funnily enough, if you're like me, you love that idea, and then you sit on your ass for 3 days, and then you realise you feel miserable and you can't wait to get out and go to the gym or do something. Like over Christmas, by day 3, you're like caged animal. So it's just fascinating. So once we know that, right, I think if we're honest about what it really takes, I think you can then at least be mentally prepared and say, am I willing to do this anyway? Sport is another one. I love playing football. It's fucking hard work. Of course it is. The next day, things hurt. Your toe hurts. Someone must have stood on it. You didn't realise. You've pulled your hammy. You're tired. Shit. Or you played shit that day and you didn't even enjoy it, because every time you tried taking a shot, you'd slice it off the pitch or something. And you thought, what a waste of my time. Now I'm injured for that. Like, getting up every morning, going to the gym, even when you don't feel like it, is hard. Getting in there and lifting weight even when you don't feel like it is hard. When your shoulder hurts and you can't work out why, and that's stopping your session from being its best, that's fucking hard, right? When you get in there and you forgot your headphones, and you just think, what's the point? It's hard. When you come back from holiday and you just fucking ain't in the mood to get back into life, it's hard. Hard. If you know that, are you willing to do it anyway? If you know the game of life is difficult, or the game of football, or the game of the gym, or the game of business, if you know the game you're playing and you know it's going to have its challenges, are you willing to do it anyway? Because you have to choose your hard. Yes, it's hard going to the gym every fucking day or every week, every month consistently. It's also hard being fat and feeling like a sack of shit and being out of breath when you walk up the stairs and putting on a shirt and looking like a fucking bin bag full of coleslaw. It's also hard because you can't get a boner or you can't see your dick over your fat belly. You know? It's also, or you feel insecure. I've not been these things, but I can imagine, right? Yeah, it's hard running a fucking business if you run a business. Oh, it's constant graft, constant marketing, constant trying to get clients, constantly trying to make your clients happy, constantly doubting yourself, feeling like an imposter, fucking juggling with money, riding the roller coaster of finances, staff leave or staff member's shit, or someone fraudulently takes thousands out of your account, or mistakes are made. Yeah, that's hard. All of that is hard. It's also hard being a delivery driver, getting dictated to what hours you're working, whether you like it or not, and getting paid minimum wage. You know, but there are easy elements of both as well. Yeah, it's quite easy sitting in a van, you know, no one's talking to you, put the music on, everything's cool. But then there are other easy elements of being a business owner where you just say, I'm not working this morning, and you say, fuck it. Like, that's the point. Neither's better or worse, but what one do you want to do? What one's better for you? What one are you willing to put the graft into? What one feels more like something that you want to do? Are you willing to do it even when you know it's fucking hard, basically? You know, parenting, same thing. Marriage, same thing. But then people that are single would say being single is fucking hard. Oh, it's hard being on all these dating apps constantly, you know, getting catfished and going on dates. And then as soon as you get there, you realise there's no chemistry. Now you've got to sit there for 2 hours with someone that you don't even fancy because they don't look like a picture. That's fucking hard. How do you fit that in with your life? Same in the gym. Everyone wants the result without doing the work. And I don't mean overwork, because you can also work like a dinlo as well. That's a Kent word. You know, like working too hard. Oh, I'm in the gym 3 hours a day. You fucking don't need to be in the gym for 3 hours a day, mate. You know, oh yeah, I'm working 24 hours a day. I don't see my kids. I'm stressed. I'm burnt out. I've got high blood pressure. What are you doing? I'm doing everything, including sweeping the floors. Why are you sweeping the floors? You can pay a cleaner to do that, and then you can either go see your family or you can do what you're good at, right? So there is an element of working smart, but there's also an element of working hard, and it's getting that balance right. So I'm not saying just graft, because that doesn't really lead anywhere anyway. Like, hard work does not always mean success, right? You probably know people, maybe even your parents, have worked hard their whole life, but yet they're still fucking broke when they're retired. So hard work doesn't always equal success. But hard work in the direction of a good strategy, well, then we've got a winning combo, right? That a good strategy without the mental grit, determination, and the hard work, that's not going to work either. So it's like, this is why I like the conversation of like mindset versus strategy, right? Because if you want to see the sunrise, it rises in the east, sets in the west, I think. Hopefully I got that right. But if I haven't, you get the idea, right? So if you get up and you're running north, you're just not going to see it. You're running in the wrong direction. It doesn't matter how fast you run. Doesn't matter how hard you run. It doesn't matter on your pace or your running style. You're just not going to see it because you're running in the wrong direction. And that's an example of hard work with no strategy, right? Now, if you want to see the sunrise and you can't be asked to get out of bed, but then when you do get out of bed, you walk east, well, then you've got the right strategy, but you've probably not got the right mindset. If you get up and you start running east, but halfway through you think this is graft, you're out of breath, everything hurts, and you think, oh, it shouldn't be this difficult. Why is my life so shit? And then you start, crying on the floor. You might miss it. So there's this combination here of strategy and mindset. And I just think that's useful to know. I kind of feel like we're probably better prepared knowing nothing's easy, except for when it is. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it goes your way and you're like, I am fucking on fire. You feel like God, you know, if you believe that we're all God, and we're all connected and we're all part of that universal energy, in that moment, you're like, I am literally fucking God. Like I'm Neo in the Matrix. Everything is working for me, and you feel it's the best feeling in the world. But then the next day, you know, you get up, you spill your coffee, you fall down the fucking stairs on a pair of socks that you've been moaning about for 4 days because the kids haven't picked them up. You realise you've locked yourself out the front door. You're late to a meeting. You get to the meeting only to realise it's the wrong day and you shouldn't even be there anyway. And then you realise you could have had it. You know, you get the drill, right? And you think, fucking, that's just the beauty of life, really. It's being able to ride the storms, I guess. What's that phrase? A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. Fucking love that. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed that random rant that may or may not have landed, but you know, you may have your own thoughts around it. You may have your own, but you can probably see elements of yourself in the conversation, elements of truth in the conversation, and parts that you probably may not have figured out yet, because guess what? None of us have figured it fucking out. You know, podcast with Simon Cowell, and it's like, it's funny because, you know, all you see is this outward facing super successful dude, right? But then you listen to behind the scenes and you realize he's had all the same challenges we've all had. Because we all have. We're all just trying to figure shit out. We're all just fumbling our way through, and that's kind of the beauty of it. I think if you know that's what it looks like, you're probably more open to it. You're a bit more open to this being life and just enjoying it as much as we can, trying to enjoy the ups and the downs, trying to be grateful for the highs and graceful in the lows, and just commit to the process and enjoy the process and follow the process and just keep moving in the direction that makes sense to us until it doesn't anymore, until there's a better option, until something else presents itself. Anyway, that is enough of me waffling. 12 minutes, 22 seconds. Nice little snippet there. I'm sat in Sainsbury's car park and I need to go get some food. So I appreciate you being here. Yeah, if you enjoyed this, let me know. If you're on Spotify, I think you can leave comments. If you are on Apple, then leave or Spotify, leave a review. But on Apple, you can obviously review with words, which I love.